Z might want to do that thing where he kills a minion, gets the increased attack speed, and then goes towards some stack kind of popping. Damage from XQW before he can do that, though. Playing the range well. No Var Assault now. He has a lot of... Hang on a second, just kill the tower. He can just kill the tower. Oh, XQW misses 2 cannons, but kills the tower. Who gives a damn?
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
Good stuff. Gonna head towards... Surely you don't do anything crazy here. They have barrier and heal. You're not finishing this off. Best you're getting is camp steals, of course. A lot of damage coming down. Q doesn't hit onto the Crows, does hit onto both members. EDZ is going very low. Does he have to flash out? I mean... level 3 from the Shin... Oh my god, Shin's out early level damage, by the way. Kind of insane. Teleport now coming in from the Rumble the bot side to stop the early dive. Sion will die on the turret and will go into the passive form. Goes into zombie. Flash out from the Shin's out, and the Caitlyn dies. Now, importantly, ZDZ has teleports, Sassy does not, and Xiaoya dies. So the AD carry is not getting farmed. Sion can go back up towards the top side. And we have ourselves Caitlyn now going towards top lane. What the What? Zao. Sassy has flash. Aggro taken by the Nami. Heals up and will live. Doesn't have the flash now, though. Xiao. I mean, he's just going to kill him. He's just going to kill him. How many tower shots do you take? Do you get the kill back? It's close, but no. Cigar smacks a minion for health. No, I'm going to have to go refresh the audio again real quick. Maybe after we see what Sassy does towards Angel here. Does have the flash. Might have to use it. I mean, that's so much damage. Angel flashes out as Sassy is getting creative with things. Dragon's going to get started. That'll go down fairly quickly. Now, what can Xiaoha do with this early kill lead? Push towards the top side. Dragon will go down just off screen. So are you guys straight? ZDZ has... I mean, sounds pretty hard to kill. But, I mean, not when you get full comboed like that. It flashes and dies anyway. Okay, Karma, we don't see it that much. But when you have so many bot lane bans, it does... have some options, doesn't it? That being said, worth noting that between both bot laners, it's not that much of a difference. Now it's going to head up towards the top side. Both teams rushing towards that first tower. Getting some bonus. How much auto resets has Lucian got left? I think it's just going to be won by Caitlyn because the headshots proc on towers too. Caitlyn Karma take the first tower. On the other side, they're a team that you have to watch. And we were hoping they could be like this, but they didn't show up like that before. ZDZ does have ult now, so we can scream, Feigling! Where is the Feigling? Feigling! That's cowards in German. He screams that as he runs to his death. I feel like G2's not bad, but they don't know how to draft it. They are overcooking. The way that I put it goes for a quick waterboard. And this is where things get really dangerous. First item spike, don't quite have that. Hang on a second, Xiaoha hopping over the wall. Does have that flash. Both smites come through. Sticker up goes the way of LGD. No smite to contest for the second one. Un still has that ultimate available. Uses it now. Flick back. Flashed away from YCX. Rumble in a side lane. Has teleport if he wants to join. No smite from Nio. 6EW want to do some damage hit? Nah, just let him have it, I think. Smite comes up from Xiaoha. Is G2 at risk? We did say that EDG had the harder composition to play. They came up with an early plan to try and avoid the Caitlyn, but you have given 4 grubs over. And Caitlyn is still a problem. How many series have they got to mess up? Well, they have 2 series left, and they're 3 in flip against. Naya going towards a bit of a run forwards. Oh, catches that wink. Did have the flash. Needs to flash away from the Impale instead. Does so. Loses a bit of HP. Don't know if he expected to get driven. Jump force from Xiaoha. Equalizer comes down, but I think all it is going to be doing is equalizing by 0. Tug and pull. Push and pull. That's the one. Tug of war. The tug and pull. Very important to allow you to get towards objectives. Going towards the Herald first, as that spawned before the Dragon. No flash onto YCX could be a problem. No flash on Wink, I guess similarly. And a lot of damage there. An important moment. He now pulls the barrier. And that's an equalizer for Poke. Takes him down to low half HP. Ult's going to come across. Wall comes across you. And here comes the Sion. That's a well-coordinated engagement. Will it lead to that much damage? Arn needs to be doing a lot more than he currently is. Angel gets some value there too. The follow-up damage, not that potent. PS himself. Good damage from On. Jumping forwards. It's been a while since we've seen that Lucian Nami here in the LPL, or at least I've seen it in the LPL. I know it's been around a little bit. Oh no, we did see it. We saw Lucian Braum. Ult comes through from the Lucian again. A lot of us goes into that Scorpion's hide. Carapace. Chitin soaking the blows well enough. Now he goes forwards again. Has to peel away from that Sion Q. Half HP. Smite fight coming through. Wall. Wave. It's like a sea defense all over again. The equalizer's back up and it's roasting. But it doesn't matter. The Skarner's down. Maybe losing your AD carry matters a little bit more. What about the dragon? What about the dragon itself? 2,000 HP. Rumble's down now and there's only one smite. He'll come through and the Sion goes in for an engage afterwards. SQW out of the play. Xiao going forward to more damage. The Caitlyn does not like being out in the front line on her own, though. The Sion passive doing so much damage, and the Angel's still alive. The healing from Xiao Hao. Sundered Sky is a hell of an item. EDG get the dragon and get the fight. So it has 2 items now. Full. Why are we all in this brush? Why is this the place to be? Why is this the place to be? ZDZ ults in. There's a wave coming in through. Zombie Sion will be brought up, but I don't really think there's much to be done about this. Well, welcome to the bush party. Sion's invited. Atsucon now started. EDG. They don't have that ultimate from Angel anymore. Do they just let this go down? I guess they do. No big ultimates were used by LGD, and they don't have the Sion anymore. Azir turret was pushing out that bot turret, technically. That being said, EDG will start towards that mid lane instead. We'll push him towards the mid lane. In a turret. It applies to each member the same across the team. Dragon started up. Man Dragon is obviously very valuable for both teams. The Skarner and the Sion both getting good value out of that. On push that mid lane. I want to see how much this Lucian can do. And maybe we finally will see a sweep. Very disruptive team fights with the Karma. A lot of damage onto Angel at the start. Okay, Sion goes in. The equalizer comes in too. Angel, a lot of damage. It's still burning down. Redemption, and it's the Skarner completely zoned out on that front line. Does get the smite, though, and this time lives long enough to seal the objective. Sion Q around the corner. Does not catch YCX. XQW. Potential chance for a shuffle forwards. Chooses not to. Doing this thing, and it's just like a random vehicle from a sci-fi thing. Sassy caught out on a side lane. No one's coming to help him. Xiao comes through, gets the knock-up, and while he has himself the anti-tank killing build, he doesn't have an anti-shins out survival system. $3,000 in chat. You can also drop it in the Discord too, so I can save for another point. Here come the ultimate straight out of the paws. Azir turret falls down. A fantastic impale though onto 3. Doesn't reach on. And maybe it's less fantastic than I thought. Teleport comes in from Azir, who's too late to the... Hey, well, I'm glad you enjoyed the trivia. Always nice to learn a little bit more. We've always got some extra bits to learn as well. Redemption used... That was the enemy Redemption to do some damage and check for vision. SQW has to flash out of the shove, but does manage to get some damage back, but doesn't have enough to survive the culling. On takes down the Azir. The bird goes down. However, the Baron has been stopped, and both summoners were used by Arn. So LGD stop. So LGD don't go towards the dragon. I was wondering whether they could find something with Equalizer coming back up on those summoners. Maybe there was an option. Ult onto Angel. Of course, he has no sustain. The one person that... Well, I say that. Nami does, though. Do I know about TSM? Yes, I know about TSM. Rumor was that... Oh, bloody hell, that's a good crit headshot onto Wink. Shai comes through. Angel, not able to get on top of him, but Shai's now out of the fight. Great Crescent Guard. YCS goes down. Impale does come through, but they can't return the favor. One for none. Support goes down. Once again, EDG looking quite comfortable playing around the Lucian Nami. Arn and Wink were a bot lane, I believe, on IG when this bot lane was last kind of popular. They've done their time on this across the LPL. You know, I've seen TS... Hang on, the wall comes across. What is Angel doing? He has a Seekers, has to use it there. There is an Impale. The Equalizer is still going to be dropped on his head. And once again, Nio has just been put into the dirt. This Skarner has not been a good front line. But they can't go and protect the Skarner. The Skarner gets locked in place at that point. And then the Skarner dies very quickly. Baron now started from EDG. ZDZ teleporting into the pit so we can get past the enemy team. If Azir gets good DPS, maybe LGD can do something. If he gets a good shuffle, maybe he can do something. Hard to do that against this kind of team, but it's very easy to get damage like that onto Angel. Are we getting a flip? Nope, no smite, of course. Flash out of the flip. EDG, get the Baron, lose no one. Nio just doesn't get to play the game. Look at this, look at this. He's not going to be able to play the game. Like, he tries to go for the engage. He's the only engage. Gets completely shut down. Once again, the Skarner has died. Couldn't have described it better. Ults come through. SQW does get hit by the damage. Is Angel going to be able to get any more damage over? No. SQW gets out, does have teleport, can make his way back into the... And now Xiaohao has a 4,000 gold lead, is 7-0 and 5. And the jungle drift differs strong with this one. Sam, my wonderful brother. I do actually have a trophy coming for him for surviving 30 years of life on planet Earth. Xiaohao caught out. Has to flash, has to 90 caliber net. Tower goes down. Shove forwards onto the Skarner. Does get an impale and manages to reach onto only the Shinzao. Shuffle comes back and he gets a Revenant Shuffle. That is the first Revenant Shuffle I have ever seen in pro play. It gets them a couple of kills. I don't think it's going to get them more than that. But fancy mechanics from XQW. If you have never seen... Hopefully we'll get a replay of that. It's not going to matter that much. We might see the game ending here anyway. The wave clear quite low now from LGD. They do have the equalizer, so the game should go on for a little longer. The little frog coming out with some big plays. Now it goes forwards. Angel has to get himself into his Sonya. There's a good cue from the sign. Opens up a bit of peel. And that'll allow Angel to turn things back around. Is he going to die anyway? Yes, he is. An LGD. They lose one for the attempt, but they will stop the base from falling. Need to make sure you don't want body blocked here. The Sun going forwards again. ZDZ has a million HP, 1,000 stacks on the passive. Not that tanky, I suppose, compared to all of them, but tanky enough, and certainly tankier than the Skarner, who once again discovers how mortal they are. That's not the best place to be going golden. Goes in for a shuffle, but caught by a bubble. Glub, glub. The king is dead. And the Emperor's got no clothes. They've been burned off him. EDG. Takes them a little while, 40 minutes and a pause, but they do end up closing out the game and taking the series to 1-0. Going down into the GA. Towers will go down soon after. EDG, a well-earned victory. Xiaohao, Angel on all incredible standout performances. As LGD, get a bit blown off the park. Had one engage factor in that Skarner. Creative 2. And if you get a good kill from that Kai'Sa jumping in, Viego resets. And the game gets interesting. Very interesting. LGD on the tragedy. Way too young. Xiaohao in the lane. Oh, Rim Prison comes through into the Spectral Maw. And that Corgi butt hits the ground. I know they float in water. Let's see if it'll float him down the river Styx. Nice. Corki now has all of his regular abilities again. Now, he needs to be careful here, actually. Double buff picked up. Now he's gone too far. Now you've gone too far. Sassy's not going to be here in time. He's just creative at first, but there is a thin line between creativity and madness, and ZDZ has just given himself over as a freebie to LGD. Oh, my word. Xiaohao going topside. Sassy going in. Has the Cyclone now and looks to disengage. If you're on target, the Blade of the Ring King. That's a lot of damage. The double Cyclone actually ripping through ZDZ that. Thanks for the refollow, EDG Wink. Good to see you back. Didn't realize you'd unfollowed. Grub's taken by LGD. Dragon started. Cyclone down. Sassy can't really impact the game like that now. With that now, rather. Dragon goes over towards EDG. Ability names are really good. Death Sentence. That's a nice one to shout out. Xiaohao, does he have the E? Ah, that's a lot of damage. Oh my god. Gonna pull out the null from Nio? No, remember you can go unstoppable with the ultimate from Viego. Could have disengaged with that. But still, chased out of the river. And you can see the danger of Viego walking up to a fight where he is not supported appropriately. Yes, Yorick used to have the Omens. The Omens is his all 4 abilities. So you used to have the Riders of the Apocalypse, that one. Yep, the 4 Horsemen. 6 grubs claimed from LGD. Now, that's kind of big. That's kind of huge. If you start winning in a side lane now, you get to leapfrog off of that very, SQW does have Flash. Yes, Valkyrie too. Is that going to be enough? He can get over the wall. Hit back, though, and the Hammer Blow will make sure that neither of those can be used appropriately. LGD, though, a little bit name and ability like... Definitely someone named like that. Nio, caught up against the wall. Magnet Storm comes in, and that is a very, very dead deer. Oh, Bambi, close your eyes. Dragon started up afterwards. EDG will take that one nice and easily. 2 dragons for them as Nio way overstays. Realm Warp to check what's happening with Sassy, who does have Flash. Alright, okay,
Anyway.
guess the YCX on bot side. Hang on, there is no Flash and Angel now. However, that knockback ends up putting him out of the Soul Flare. It won't end up mattering. We'll go down anyway. Triforce Spike from Wukong, incredibly powerful. So Angel, misreads. Couple of assists spread between the teams. And Naya, that's a problem. He does have Flash. I don't think he'll get to use it, though. Center of that W, the watch out Eve. The Hammer Blade comes through. Use the Flash already. And the Acceleration Gate does some work. Shock Blast also puts some damage down. Right, remember, Viego can get some resets. That is the big thing. Is Viego going to get a reset? He's on the wrong side of the fight. And Angel goes down again. The wings torn off. Solar Flare pings onto Wink. And Jace goes down to Angel with a series of flubs. And EDG, no resets to speak of. Can't see the team fight out. 5 people strong for LGD on the top side. And a Zenith Blade catches onto Arn. You'll have to cleanse and ult away. Flash forward from the YCX. We'll force some defensive tools out of Arm. Use that 6 grubs effectively to take down another tap. Hey, thanks for saying. Hey, no, you see. I hope you enjoyed them. Well, you did enjoy them. You literally just said. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them. That's the way I phrased that. Herald now started up. Can you really look to do anything here? Wink's coming back onto the board. Nio has Flash, has level 11. Level up on Chao Hao. Just the extra stats are nice. Of course, doesn't have the ult. Hey, Harry, good to see you. Soul Flare again. Realm Warp doing things, bits and pieces, and there's no reset again. The Ignite will take him down. Viego does get an assist after a couple of failed plays in a row. Herald wasn't taken beforehand. LGD splitting the map a little bit too thinly. Will get themselves the Herald off the back of this, though, all the same. Wait. Maya, my cat is here. You better say hello to her. Hello, Maya the cat. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Maya. You were working with the foe, really? Well, whenever then there's a wave available. A full lethality Jhin coming through from Shaya. FYI. Dragon will go down to LGD. EDG not wanting to stick around for that. No cross map available for EDG. They've been slow on their cross maps of EDG. They've been quite slow on them. As we were saying before, one wave is all it takes. Ult comes through. YCX, another good engage from him. And Xiaohao completely caught out. He has had a poor game, has Xiaohao, after a wonderful game 1. Jhin ult comes through in that lethality. Oh, yeah, it's lethal. Angel flashes out. LGD clean snowball from them in this game. Up 3,000 gold. They do way too much damage. They also have a Seeker, so it's hard to kill them. Sassy is caught out in a side lane, though. He is not the Lilia. He is not necessarily the problem. Loses the flash, loses the ultimate. Glad to get out with his life there, I suppose. Very quickly on. Didn't even need to use the ult. And now... well, that's a teleport into somewhere. Teleport flash. The SQW comes out. Now, the deer might be a problem. And so could the Jhin, the serial killer. Sets them in their sights. Can they get the cancel on the realm? They can! Oh, it's another shield of daybreak. YCX cuts off the escape route by stopping. Good play initially in the top side. Can't lead it through to anything, though. And it's looking more increasingly likely that LGD will walk away into a game 3. That's Khan comes down, give him the GA. Bit early to take this, actually. Can they delay it a little bit? I'd like to see it so it overlaps more cleanly with the Baron and the next Dragon spawn. Ambassador's not a ninja. She is from Noxus as well. Arn, hit by a big one. It's a W in return. Wink caught out. I mean, that's not the target you really want to be hitting. They do have the Atakan, though. Flash forwards. Swazi doesn't land for that. Angel will be able to get the Realm Warp out this time. Oh, the 4th shot. Wink thought he was safe. Nope. Eyes shut. Both of them this time, not just the one. For them. What is the anatomy? No, that's a bad way to phrase it. Ignore that brief miswording. Lilia is more like a centipede. Right, yeah, they have like connecting body parts like that. Anyway, YCX gets another engage. Very consistent has this player been at finding the right plays. Solar Flare to confirm the kill. You still have... Oh, that's a great center play again. Forces out the ultimate from the Viego. And the Rise has to pull out the ultimate to save them again. Now, you don't have the Realm Warp. You don't have that Heartbreaker into the pit. And EDG with even less options to contest the Baron. CDZ, 20 seconds for him to come back up. I mean, what do? Do you have to force it? I mean, you are behind a ridiculous amount of gold. You have to find some way to steal it, right? Xiaohao walking up. Another engage comes through. Magnetstorm's not bad, but there is 0 follow-up. That's all. Arn is the only damage. He's being zoned off. Angel is, well, he's seen the full power of the sun. He goes down too. Xiaoya's Jin following up very well onto LGD's pick attempts. Has a full Infinity Edge, by the way. That's why he's hitting like an absolute truck. LG don't even feel like they need to go towards the Baron. Pushing towards that mid lane, teleport in. ZDZ's alive. Oh wait, can they actually finish this? Soulflare comes through, double slow, no stuns, but I don't think that's going to matter. No flash from the Jace. And yeah, the man of tomorrow finds his end today. Tower goes down. LGD will bring us to 3 with a very clean set of plays. Maybe a bit of a throw from ZDZ and Xiaohao in the early game. But make no mistake, LGD claimed this victory for themselves. Well, these are compositions. LGD on the aggressive side of things. He pushed to achieve this. No, the tower shot actually makes things a little bit difficult. Headbutt away. Q missing from Xiaoya. That could be a problem. Shield comes up. YCX and Xiaoya maybe outplaying themselves a little bit. Mid lane, Charm misses. Early level 3 hit from XCW. Hang on a second, he's in trouble now. Oh, if the second Q hits, that's a problem. Has to flash it. The bleed would have been expunged. And the next one would have been a... Dark Seal first back from SQW. Doesn't have that flash. He doesn't have flash. It's a bit spooky. A little bit spooky. Civet. How much can LGD give up in terms of objectives before this becomes an issue? Dragon started. If Nio can get a dragon, that's huge for LGD. It means that you delayed like the very bad time. Hang on a second. I don't know if you want to go in for that. Oh, they really feel like it. Brawn Pass is coming through. Heals pulled by both sides. Great damage onto the Ezreal. And the Q comes back. Doesn't flash for the backswing. Damage onto an AD carry is always more important than damage onto a support. When you get a few levels under your belt. Rob's finished. Just trying to I've always held this guy in high regard. I don't think he's necessarily delivered on that in the last year or two. Sadly. He wasn't the problem when Weibo started last year. But, yeah. Tried his best to land on his feet. He was, of course, an LGD player when I was first casting in the league, 2023. Ooh, ult misses from Sassy. If he'd started a long enough fight, potential of Nio. Garnailing, thank you so much for the resub. SQW gonna get hit by that Cow Storm now. Yeah. Does he have to ult with the charm missing? No, should be fine. Catalyst gives you a little bit more bulk to he's gonna spot out the Neferi again. Has the Q. Get out with the Blast Cone. Does Xiaohao follow? Yes, he does. There is a flash available from the buy, but there's a W from the Neferi. What does Nio do? Q's over the wall. Flash away. Does Nio flash? Yes, he does. How the hell does he get out of this one, though? I mean, spoiler, I don't think he does. W for the extra damage, potentially, and the bleed will kill. Or rather, it won't. Nio has a Q. How much mind games can he do? Not enough. The Hounds find their quarry. Nio goes down. It has been a Drop's going to get started up, so it's going to be all objectives towards EDG. Good spell shield. Good trade onto Arn somewhere in the middle of that too. There were double ults blown from Xiaoya and YCX while we were off screen. Well, they were off screen rather. Xiaoya carry. There's no lock. Okay, this is a thing. This is a thing. Hang on a second. ZDZ. He's level 11. He does have rage. I don't know. He's got the ult. He's got a double Q. Yeah, that's a Renekton. Heals through it. Throw the Neferi at the Sivir, or hope that, you know, she's out of position. And just hope you can assassinate. Sivir can win this game alone, eventually. Sivir is so ridiculously good into this kind of team with no ability to stop her from auto-attacking. Because even though they do have, you know, 1,000 gold lead, that gold lead actually hasn't changed since 10 minutes ago, 6 minutes into the game. It's not changed that much. Ah, there was ult used by Angel on bot side, that's why they backed off. Ooh, Chaos Storm again. Nice. SQW. Yeah, not really able to do that much in the individual matchup. Has no teleport this time either. Is there going to be an Ezreal to stop it? Is that going to be able to get there in time? It's going to be close. No, will for him this wave now. So no perfect game. LGD will take that on the top side of the map. Sorry, perfect game, believers. Not the case here. Not like the Ezreal ults of the past where you'd flip side lanes to make sure that they'd push in certain ways. Dragon goes to EDG, so LGD still not contesting. Still not doing it. LGD starting towards Atacon on the bot side of the map. CDZ will spot this going on. There's no contest. This is just going to go down. So LGD are going to get a free Atacon. Okay. They're still only 1,000 gold behind, by the way. It is so... I mean, they're looking for a fight just before Dragon spawns now. YCX is immediately going to lose that. Why did you blow your ult? This is what we're reduced to, folks. So hang on a second. On doesn't have a Braum beside him, and there comes the Ambassador. This is the combo. You can talk about Ezreal being safe as you like. It is not safe versus that. 2 kills in 25 minutes. Doubled our kill rate. Well, Group Nirvana smells like ass cheeks. What the hell, Amber? What the fuck? Okay, Baron's gonna get started. LGD. Towards this, they still have Sivir ultimate. You have the you still have the Atacon still coming up soon. Now goes forwards, doesn't catch Angel. Remember, he can't get the reset on his ultimate because they still have the Atacon keeping him technically alive. ZDZ, good damage. How much is Sivir doing? Not enough, I don't think. And the Atacon doesn't apply to Y6. It is just Sivir. LGD lose the fight. No one dies except Arn and that pick beforehand. You don't have flash from Nio, who used that in the last play. Dragon's going down. I mean, you have to go for a fight somewhere. Nio, what's the play? Do you go in for the ult? You have to go soon. Shield down from Wink. Nio, low HP. SQW flashes in, goes out. Well, jumps in, jumps out. No flash used just yet. And Ambassador is now for the play. Themselves will go for the flip. And it's taken by Xiaohao. Ocean Soul for EDG and LGD. Maybe you should have contested a little more. 4 dragons to none. LGD, they have committed to a slow death. That wouldn't have made a difference. The barrier is way more impactful. Feats of strength completed at 27 minutes. Thank you for highlighting that in chat. It is very, very long. And EDG, they bided their time. They don't exactly have go buttons, but if you have a soul like that, force the enemy to come into you. Who needs that go button at that point? The objective dominance leads to fixing the flaws of their team composition. Hang on a second, there was a smite steal attempt. Naya went into the pit, didn't get it. Baron came through. How's the flash? Jumps over the wall again. Threatening. 2.5 items. Goes forwards onto the Ahri. But there's no bastard waiting for that. Is a little bit far there, buddy. Xiaohao uses W, uses the flash and gets out. Charm flash falls onto Angel. He has a flash too, though, and they don't have the follow-up damage. They also have, remember, an Ocean Soul. Tends to be quite helpful. The map. Of course, coming up later, we have Weibo versus BLG. Weibo just replaced their coach. I say replaced. They brought no... Well, we don't know what the state of exactly what's going to happen with him. BLG were rumored to replacing their jungle Wei for someone like Beitron. That deal has apparently not come to fruition. But neither camp particularly happy. That'll come up after this series, of course, after this game. Shia has Infinity Edge now. Is that the difference maker? I mean, the Ricochets are doing good work. Nio, does he go forwards again? Good damage onto the Ezreal. Can they follow up? Here comes the Sivir ultimate. Here comes the Ambassador 2. The shield might not be enough. The Ricochets are doing damage. Ezreal goes down. It's not bad damage from the side of LGD. I mean, the Sivir is doing work and ends up being, what, 3 for 2, all things said and done. Sivir hits 3 items, and LGD pull the trigger. That kind of damage, man. He has that sword with that elixir of wrath. It'll give him some physical vamp when he actually starts hitting champions, but only then. Is he going to be able to get to that point? Red buff will give him some regen while he's out of combat. That'll help. There's the Sivir ult coming through. Good range being kept by EDG. Naya goes forward. Arm pops that Seekers. That helps a lot. YCX goes in with the ultimate. How much is the Ricochet going to do? The Elder is not going to be flipped from this kind of HP. Big Ricochet damage. The ultimate from the Ambessa misses. YCX doesn't have his anymore. And the Elder might just finish him off. The Ezreal are doing a lot of damage. Xiaohao is comboed up. Again, YCX will go down. But the tools down from LGD, I think, is so more important. No big ultimates to use. Sivir. How much can they do with just ricochets? Teleport back into the play. Ambessa coming back. Sassy, full HP. And it's a flip. It's a flip. And it's won by Xiaohao. Sivir goes down. Vi goes down. And the team follows. A 3-game series with 2 very long wins for EDG. 40 minutes in game 1. An Elder Dragon at 30, but they can't see that in this one. Victory to EDG. They'll drag LGD down to 3-1. EDG go up to 3-1 themselves and made things interesting in Group Nirvana. Edward Gaming getting a decent series for themselves. Nexus falls. LGD interact for so little of the game, and they don't win in the times that they do.